4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000.
Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll. I am DM Scott, and with me, as always, -1.
Nick?
Oh.
No, you go.
Okay. It's Mick playing Oliver, the worm, gnome relic hunter, turned crazy mishmash of craziness and such.
Survivor.
I like that.
I like that, yeah.
I'm Killian playing Maven Corpse Flower, a Circle of Spores druid, formerly a vampire, now currently has a pact with a primordial being who somehow has an Irish accent. Or is it Scottish? I'm not really sure.
I mean, he created all accents in a way, so you can't really claim what his...
Chris playing Viet, a dwarven ranger barbarian peace cleric
What?
with a blue arm.
Peace cleric?
Peace Thunder Cleric.
I gotta start watching these episodes.
Yeah, that'd be a thing. You didn't hear what she said right before we went live. So, before we dive into this episode, Killian, now that I put you on the spot,
Yeah.
do we have any announcements?
I mean, yeah, probably. We do, though. We have merch down below at monstersofroll.com/shop. You can go ahead and look at some of our many wondrous wares that have character portraits and our logo. And if you can dream of printing something on it, you can probably get it from our Redbubble store. So go ahead and check it out. Makes a great gift and it really helps out the channel. Also, if you would like to send some inspiration to your favorite players, please go ahead and get in contact with us at the link down below using the hashtag inspiration. Let us know what you liked and why you're giving a player inspiration, and we will use it to make bad decisions like turning into a vampire and then unturning into a vampire like 2 episodes later. So yeah, get at us in the link down below, or just say hi. We like that too.
Hi's good too, yeah.
Yeah.
You're giving us vampire whiplash here, Killian.
I'm sorry. Right. The inner mechanisms of my mind are an enigma.
I did see a TikTok of a dog that reminded me of you. That's like, I'm dead. I'm not dead. I'm dead.
That's very fair.
Also, not this Friday, but the next Friday on June 3rd, we will have a fun little crossover episode with a couple new faces and some familiar faces over at Insight Checked. We're kind of doing a fun little joint stream for it'll be a fun little one shot. So you can see it here, but you just got to click through to get over there so you can join the chat and be part of it. And it should be a lot of fun. We're super excited about it. And it's always fun to play D&D with some different faces too. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Anything else? I think we're good. So last time on Down with Dragons, the group got away from the desert officially. They are out. They are gone. Frozen tundra. Demons. Bone fathers. Through a very close, like teeth gnashing, claw biting fight, barely no help from Amika's or all kinds of other crazy things that slaughtered demons to the point where I almost felt bad re-listening to the episode because they didn't get slaughtered at all. The group fought off some demons and all kinds of other ghouly type creatures, and after freshly beating them, a hooded figure who very quickly we realized was Sealy Grizzle, a little bit older, a little bit more coherent and with it, brought them to a warm cave, thankfully, where the group warmed up and got to find out that they are in the snow globe, but the snow globe isn't really where they are. That it was a tool to take them into the future, to see a glimpse of what happens if they don't succeed, if they don't do anything. This is what the end looks like if the heroes fail or do nothing. One of the lords of hell, Labistus, through means and deals and all kinds of things, managed to kind of take over through, as we found out, Slate. And that's about where we left off after she kind of let you know this is the last time you're going to be able to talk to her for the foreseeable future, because her next stop is on a cliff top where she saved you from a horde of zombies. So not much time has passed. I would say more of a few hours. Everyone kind of warming up. It was very cold out there. You did just have a battle. So you can take the benefits of a short rest without any worry.
Oh, good. I need that.
Oh, good. And yeah, so you're kind of all sitting in the cave, and Sealy is there. And okay, I'm good. Sorry, my work phone vibrated, so I was like, So yeah, you're all sitting around, and Sealy is kind of off on the side, and she kind of has this little alcove in this cave where she has almost kind of a makeshift, just made of all, it looks like almost chain length that has grown or moved itself into a structure of like a classic, your dad's old wood tool bench in the garage type of thing. And she's got, a vise on it, and she's got all kinds of little crystals and things like zapping with some electricity, and she's kind of just quietly tinkering off on the side as you all have eaten some of the stew that she had over the fire, and you're all warming up. During this time, is there anything anyone wants to accomplish during that? She kind of gave you a direction, but you haven't really got to that onward yet. So this is still very much a conversation piece if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah,
More of a clarification, really.
absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
So this is the future that we're in now, or we came from the future to here?
You are currently in the future. You
Okay.
were in the past. Your present is the past of this place. Basically, the snow globe, when you turned the key,
Mm-hmm.
teleported you into the future to this place. You're probably, if you want like a specific time frame, about 100 to 200 years from your present day into the future.
Okay. See, because that makes more sense, because all week I was like, why did he send us? Why were we in the future the whole time? That doesn't make any sense.
Nope,
this makes more sense. Thank you.
I'm here to help.
Thank you. I could have asked you that over the whole week we were not playing the game, but I just thought of it now.
It may have taken me time to respond.
Fair.
Dancing
I
woman.
wanna-
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
you're good. Go.
Dancing woman. How do we get this? How will we take the boat back? I have experience on the river. Yes, I'm very good with boats, but I am not sure how to run this boat.
She kind of just like is listening. She kind of half turns as you can see she's fiddling and like screwing something together. Oh, that's good. You actually know how to work a boat. I designed it so it should still follow a lot of the same rules that you're familiar with. But it'll be a little different. Do you have the crystal? Do you still have the crystal that I gave? At the cliff top, you guys got if you remember, a Sealy crystal.
Do we have that?
Viet will start checking his pockets.
Did you loot it off of Maven's corpse?
I don't think it was in the list of things in Maven's corpse.
I don't think I had it. Did you have it?
Oliver, are you having a crystal?
No. Out of all of the junk I have in my packet, none of them are crystal. Curiously enough.
For the sake of, I know one of you should have it, and I'm bringing up
Callan.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Okay.
Is it in Maven's bag?
No.
That's
Her two-way bag, perhaps?
Oh, that'd be funny.
right. Juniper is going to kind of she looks really tired, and she just sits up and she's like, she digs around, and you see her dig not in that shared bag that Maven you had once used, but in one near it. She pulls out a small case and kind of, she's like, is it this was in your bag at some point, Maven? It wasn't, I mean, she's like, it wasn't there before, but it showed up. I don't understand how this bag works, and the meat's gone. That's horrible.
They took the dragon heart. Oh goody. Oh goody. Oh scrumdiddlyumptious. I'm so happy.
Oh, there's a note attached too.
There was.
What does the note say?
What does the note say?
Mick, I'll punish you. What does the note say?
You people can read, can't you? Here, let me read it.
I'm so tired. Yeah.
Here, let me read it.
I hate you, Mick.
Oh wow! It says, "See if you understand this. Thanks for the brisket. It was a little gamey, but there's not much else to eat around here. Love, Callan." Oh,
he is in hell. My beautiful boy's in hell.
I noticed he didn't say what ate it.
That's true. Well, being chased by a pack of rabid zombie spirits can do that to you. I would use it as bait too, to be honest. Wait a second. Well, I was in Helheim, and then I smelled him, and then I left.
We've been
I
making
got
assumptions anyway.
zooped. Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Maybe this is a discussion for Down with Dragons, the after party show, but it's the discussion. If he's in hell, who the heck is with Queen Sorva right now? Oh, did she clone him? Ew, gross.
It seems like the note inspired a whole bunch of thinking on your part there. Ooh.
Sorry. Yeah, a lot, actually.
I
gotta think about this. Maven goes and sits down.
Juniper Swift, you should sleep. We will need you to take watch later.
She just kind of, and just kind of lays down, and Sealy will be look at you, Viet. How are you feeling?
I am all right. I have your key. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, good. No, she's going to be a little bit more affected, and if I'm correct, you should be too. There are no gods here anymore.
I'm not sure what you're being talking about.
And you see her think for a second. I haven't seen the little girl in a long time.
Oh, yes, little girl. She was around here somewhere.
Good. Just looks, kind of smiles at you like, good. So the crystal, that is the power source, I suppose, of the ship. When you get to the ship, the helm, in the wheel, there'll be a spot for that to go. And I left you all a little present in it as well. So just all you gotta do is plug that in, and the ship will work with you to go wherever you need to go.
Please tell me you didn't give us more bombs.
The ship is fairly well equipped with all sorts of artillery and defensive capabilities.
Oh, last time you gave us bombs, Callan bombed me so much. I was covered in glitter for weeks.
Glitter?
Yes. A full arsenal of those. Actually improved. I've had time to rethink that design, actually.
Well, Maven, just take solace. Callan's not here right now.
She cries
Right.
harder.
Dancing woman. So we will take the ship and we will take it somewhere else, and the little girl will be there, and the crystal will go in there, but we need to stop the dragons before they find something that they want. Before they find out that they want something that they want, and we have to stop the demons. How do we stop the dragons? I'm told I can't kill them, and I need their fingers.
Yes.
Murdered.
Lots of fingers.
But not really fingers. It was figurative.
Chris?
Yes, I win D&D a second time.
How long have you been sitting on that?
A while.
No, that was beautiful. Figurative. Yeah. Woo! Okay. Celie is going through some notes, kind of looking through things. She's like, okay, murdered. Yeah. So, long story, more direct. The boat, once powered up, will automatically take you back to your time. From there, then you'll have the means to get where you'll need to go in more timely fashion. And defeating the dragons, that's complicated. There's lots of different ways to do it, some of which require the stones, some of which the right circumstance. I mean, you can absolutely defeat the dragons. I know it's a possibility. I've seen them. You just have to be in the right places at the right times with the right fingers.
Well, I'm usually fashionably late, but I'll see what I can do.
The boat will get you there. Trust me, I have compensated for all of your delays.
Where are we taking it again?
Back.
Well, yes, that's when, but where physically?
It is probably good we didn't start from the library.
True.
Oh, right. And she looks at you directly, Maven, and she's like, you're going to have to let go of a lot of that grudge because you're not going to like having to play nice with her. Ultimately, you get to, like, you should totally deal with her. But she actually, I think, can actually be an ally for you, because part of this, from what I can figure, is not trusting the people you should trust along the way, or at least or deal with. Or
I get it. I hate it when you're right, and you're right most of the time, so I'm not going to argue with you. I'll do what I must, but at the first possible opportunity, I will shove her head into a cow pie wherever I can find one. But after I find Callum.
right.
How are we getting to city in your boat?
So, ironically, there are a few ways. Now that you're here, and you can see, she kind of points towards like this, almost like one of those like on all the strings, like the weather vane kind of bobbles, and I think Levistus knows you're here now. So there are creatures now likely hunting for your scent. And we left it, unfortunately, all over where we fought, so we can't stay here long. But there is also means, if there's a secret entrance in the lower catacombs. So if you can, not even if, I can get you close. The only issue is going to be timing it so that you're close enough to make the jump.
We are jumping onto Flying City.
Jumping onto Flying City, and then she kind of points towards it looks like drawings like on a poster of like Da Vinci's like glider, and she's like, actually, you're going to jump and fly onto it.
I've always
Yep.
wanted to jump out of a ship.
Jump
Yeah.
and fly?
You can't do that?
Gracefully fall.
I can. Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, yeah, I see. We can both fly. Oh, sorry, Viet.
Viet will probably say a bad word in Abyssal.
Don't worry, Viet. We're smart. We'll figure something out.
I do have some extra traveling furs and things to keep you warm.
I have my fan you gave me. Is this where I use this now? You said it would keep me comfortable.
Ironically, it should keep you comfortable in any temperature. But also other things. Anyway, she kind of she's like, so I mean, do you need time to rest? Do you like, unless you're getting, she pulls out her pocket watch, she's like, and she just kind of winces at it, and you have about 10 hours before the city should be close enough for you to try to jump on. Otherwise, any other ideas you may have to get on the ship might work. Technically speaking, the creatures are hunting you, and who knows? They might not want to kill you. They might try to apprehend you, to take you before Levistus, of course. But
The ones out there were wanting to eat everyone.
that was before they knew who you were, likely.
Oh.
You don't smell like here.
I smell great. So this should be fine.
I'm willing to be trying flying if everyone else is trying flying.
Sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Just a quick question. I've kind of been hanging out with this crew for a while here. Started off purely for the academic, scholarly pursuits, and a bit of thrill for adventure and such. But never. I guess I really never took the time to critically assess how serious is this mission we're on.
Oh, like very serious. Like end of the world K-class scenario.
Okay, K, good. I'm glad you didn't use a number. That's good.
Yeah, I got you.
Because what even are numbers?
Exactly. Who cares? Never
Right,
learn how to
right.
use them.
Okay, so it's big, bad, super serious.
Like world is no more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, the world will keep going.
Yes, but we won't, and
Right.
if we're dead, the world ends. To us.
To all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You
So-
sure we're not just being selfish, trying to hang on to the things the way that we want them?
Well, maybe a little. But I don't enjoy the dead coming back to life in a constant aurora borealis. I find that it continuously is clashing with my wardrobe.
Yeah.
You can't really compete with a sunset, much less the northern lights, you know what I mean?
Yes, I feel like I shouldn't be having a problem with what you're understanding what you're saying, but okay, I'm with you.
Things are not as they should be. We're divorced from everything. Wait, does Maven know that or does Killian know that?
Art.
That we're cut off from the rest of the world.
Like it was kind of roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah, because I know it was hinted at.
suggested,
Yeah.
and you also know you're on a timer. Like
Yeah.
also you're gonna get yanked back.
15.
I'd say it's like maybe not the fine details and the concrete science of everything, but like you get it.
Cool.
You understand that right now you're here and you don't belong. Like this is very much you have a leash.
Mhm. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Well, let's get to
Really?
jumping.
All right. So, are you gonna take a little bit longer of rest, or are you just like, let's get this going?
Do we have time for a longer rest?
I'd say hypothetically, with where she said you got to go, you need to leave within you have 10 hours to get there. You need to leave within about 6 hours because it's about 2 hours to where you were because it is near the cliff edge of where Dragonlock used to be. You saw, you were in that area.
I would like to get my spell slots back if you guys are cool with that, with a short rest.
You have enough time
Or
to
a
get
long rest.
rest as a live elf.
I need it.
So
So
you could trance and
short rest. Viet will putter around, resorting his gear, resort it again, make sure everything's where he needs it to be.
Can I have are you grabbing any the winter gear? And it's
Yeah,
literally just
sure.
kind of cloaks
Yep.
that go over your stuff. So you don't have to get rid of armor. Everyone just roll me a d20. Tell me that we're gonna play highest roll.
Highest roll.
12.
That is a nat 20.
Woo!
Way to burn that out.
Yeah. Waste that right now.
I know.
So as you're kind of adjusting like oversized, stuff, Celie comes over and she kind of brings up a much smaller kind of like poncho style, like fur. And she's like, Oliver, I knew you were gonna be here. I made this one special for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wonderful.
Just to let you know, in the pocket, and if you kind of start to like go through it and grab, you're gonna find kind of I can't remember. It's basically like a half moon kind of frame, and in the middle is like you're able to spin it, sand timer.
Okay.
And it's on a necklace. You're gonna need this. And she kind of looks to the others, and they're all gonna be too close to this.
Hmm.
If you
Okay.
spin it, it'll slow down time a little bit and give you all the advantage. You can select up to you and slow down time for everyone but you. Just a little.
Okay.
Time's right if you need it. If you break it, it'll break that time. And it'll buy you the time you might need.
Okay.
They won't see when that moment is. They're going to be too close to it.
Thank you, Celie. I understand.
Oliver, are you having those whetstones yet?
I gave those to Juniper. Or I think I gave some of those to Juniper.
Yep, she has them.
When Searam wakes up, remind me to get one of those red ones I've been thinking.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay. Celia, speaking of all this time manipulation, have you been kind of tinkering with time on me? Because I got to tell you, I feel real spry lately. Like back in my old scouting days, I am just, feel good, just springing my step, and like nothing can ever grapple me or anything like that.
She just smiles at you and gives you a little wink and kisses the tip of your nose.
Awesome.
It's good to see you again.
That was cryptic.
No real committal answer, but yeah. She does have those, by the way. Though she doesn't have them actually in that inventory. I just know she has them. Why would you put them in the one I have access to? For shame. We can just say there were 2 redstones.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking 1 or 2?
1.
1. Okay. You just have to spend short rest, basically, or technically, yeah. You spend time basically sharpening your sword with it, and now for the next encounter, whenever that may be, you have 2d4 fire damage on top of what that weapon can do.
Cool. Yep. He will be using that
Combustible
on his dragon killing sword.
Oh, nice.
2d4, you said.
Yep, 2d4 fire.
Noted.
All right. So, after 4 hours, Maven, you get your full rest, trancing. Okay. I was waiting for a reaction. And within the next hour or so, Juniper wakes up, and you can tell like she's okay, she's rested, but you can see that she's just a little almost sluggish. Like she's with it, she's ready, but there is just a little bit of like, I don't know, just that battery isn't charging to 100% right now.
Viet would be as he's
Oh.
sharpening. Viet would be just talking to himself, talking to Manny, talking to the little girl, not necessarily expecting any answers, but just explaining to them, like explaining to himself, but explaining to them what's going on.
Roll me a religion check. With disadvantage for where you're at.
That'd be it. Let's see. That'd be a 0. It's a 0, Bob.
It's 0, Bob. I don't think so, Tim. For the first time that you've ever talked to yourself and said, like, I'm not expecting an answer. This is the first time I think Viet has ever felt truly kind of.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
This is the only time that Viet has ever probably truly felt alone in his own head, like no one's listening.
All right. Yeah, now he's out of it too. Or a little disturbed now as well. But he keeps sharpening.
Yep. Maven, we cannot hear you.
Yes. Sorry, I was ordering my manservant.
Oh, okay. I saw your lips moving. I'm like, I don't know what she's saying.
I asked for a glass of water.
That is very fair.
I muted my
Invisible
microphone.
servant. Get me water.
Exactly. Well, he was bringing me pizza. I'm like, I don't think I want to eat pizza on camera. Not that I'm afraid of eating on camera because I do it almost every episode, but we're going to try not to this episode. Why must we meet during dinner?
God. So yeah, everyone will kind of get geared up with some winter gear. They can be however fabulous you want them to look.
Oh yeah,
Viet does not look fabulous,
full snow bunny.
but he looks
Okay.
cozy.
Okay.
I want to. Does she have a tassel on top of his stocking cap?
Yeah.
Is it blue? A blue tassel on top of the stocking
I'm
cap?
Nat one. No, it's not. Like there's a blue one that has the blue tassel. The second you put it on, so it's like.
I'll wear it. That's mine. That's
Um,
kind of that hashtag mood right now. So
she will then also set you all up with like a large kind of duffel bag, like the military big canvas duffel bag, and kind of hand it to all of you and follow the compass. When you get to the edge, just wait for the compass to vibrate, and when it's time, you'll have to set that up, but all you have to do is literally open the clasp. It'll do the work. It should support all of you. Just make sure you're on time.
How confident are we about that? Should Sealy?
what if I get big again?
That's the should part. Like, there's versions where you are and versions where you're not, and this should be one of the shoulds.
He'll look at Oliver and Maven and Juniper. I will try to think small.
Think skinny thoughts. That's what I'll do.
All right. So you all start to kind of head out, and there's a moment as you kind of all start to move, you realize that she's not following, and she just comes up, and as you kind of all pause like you're coming, and it's she just runs up and gives each of you a hug and looks at her pocket watch, and she's like, "You're gonna do it this time. I know you are."
Goodbye, dancing woman. I am glad that you got to dance with Kellen.
Me too.
Oh, I hate goodbyes.
And she's going to turn around and pull out a wand that you've kind of seen before, this metal, and point it, and you'll see a vertical kind of opening, slit, tear, and open up, and you'll see a cliff top. And if you look hard enough, you can see some of your own selves in the distance, all frozen in time as she steps through.
Thank you.
I'm not going to cry, damn you.
You're crying.
If Catherine were here, she'd be crying with me.
It's possible.
It's likely.
Likely. Yeah, and making us all feel like we did something wrong because she's in character when it comes to emotion. Always makes me feel bad about DMing.
Good. Someone has to.
Someone has to. All right. So you all, as the rift seals,
just to be clear,
colder.
You gave us to her, or you gave her to us, and you're the one who took her away.
It's like the dog I got for Christmas.
I didn't give you a dog.
Who gave you the dog?
Sorry, the dog I never got for Christmas.
Oh, that's even sadder.
All right. You all kind of take that moment and start heading out.
I'm just imagining Viet insisting that he can carry the duffel and just dragging the end of the bottom of the duffel on the snowy.
I mean, strength-wise, you can handle it, but yeah, you're
just not tall enough.
It's like, damn. So you all head out, start moving through the snow. Can't even see your own tracks as you're traveling.
So we got about 4 hours of travel to the cliff.
About two
2
hours.
Okay. Viet would cast.
Yeah, you got 2 hours to get there, 4 hours until you're at the appointed time.
Okay, he's going to hold on to this then.
Okay. So you all start moving. What is kind of the type of travel we're doing? Are we just
We're
trucking
running.
our way there, or running,
Sprinting.
or
I'm just
dead
kidding.
run?
Yeah. I think I'm going to wild shape actually into a hawk. And I want to keep an eye on the perimeter in case those bone fathers come back and come talk to us. AKA try to eat us.
Oliver, if you are taking point, I will make sure Juniper keeps up. She is not looking well.
Okay. Yep.
I'm
I got
fine.
the
I'm fine. I can keep up.
eyes are feeling sharp. I got you.
All right. So heading forward, Oliver on the ground, taking the lead. Would you make me a perception check first, and then a survival check?
Okay. Okay, the perception check is a 16.
Okay.
And survival is a 21. No. Yep. 26.
26. All right. So, even though this landscape is very different, time has changed it. It is cold. It is just a frozen wasteland of a tundra. You know, it's cold. Trees are actually encased in actual ice. And you do occasionally, as you are traveling, see like creatures that emerge from different, like literally step out of like some of the bigger trunks of trees and step out, sniffing the air, look around, see nothing, and then back up, back into them. You do see occasional spots where you all hunker down, especially with those survival checks, and see there are actual places that are like cracks in the ground that are frozen over, but you can see the glow of like lava deep down from underneath, and they like crack and break as demons come out of them and scurry across the landscape, running out in different directions.
Okay.
Can I get you in the sky to roll
Yeah.
a perception check with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining like a frozen Mordor.
24.
That's fairly accurate, to be honest. What? 24?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You see a lot of everything I just described. But you also start seeing like a lot of winged creatures that definitely at first, because from where you're at, especially getting up high, you can see the Obsidian City. And you see kind of in the beginning, it looks like a cloud that is dispersing kind of all around it. And eventually you start to see that those are a lot of little winged creatures that are just spanning out in like almost search pattern clusters.
Hate that. Hate everything about what you just said. Pigeons. Demon pigeons. The worst kind.
So you're able to both from where you're at and also just kind of occasionally coming back down, landing on Oliver's shoulder and kind of getting him to look up and see things. Like with his role, your role, you're kind of taking shelter at key moments when like they're going overhead and keeping safe.
Okay. So we're killing it.
You're killing it. It does add a little extra time onto your travel. So thankfully you have the extra. It takes you about 3 hours to get to the area that you can see the cliff, you can see the city coming, and you are like kind of looking over the ruined crater on the cliff top where Dragonlock once looked like it was.
So the lock is gone, like it's just a big hole and the river is still pouring through it, or is the river frozen up, or what's?
The river is frozen up too, and it looks like a big section, almost like something just took a chunk and ripped it off the cliffside. And like you can see there are some ruins of some of the outer edges of the city, but there's also just a very deep gash mark of where like a crater that could have like slid off or broke off or destroyed or whatever.
How far are we from that edge of that city?
Right now, I mean, it's still miles off.
Okay.
But it's big that you can see it.
The crater, yeah. And then that edge is okay, got it. All right.
The city is miles off. The crater, you are, hundreds of yards away. Like you're kind of right on the edge of it.
So are there buildings around this area here?
Close enough that it wouldn't take very much. You're just kind of at a high enough point above everything, but you could easily get down to it if you wanted to. You have about, like I said, about an hour.
We should maybe be taking cover.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a good idea.
I'll join.
So, still keeping a close eye on Juniper, right? It seems to be normally, particularly since he offered to help and she was just very subdued about it. Something's like she's clearly feeling something going on here. So, just gonna keep an eye on her and be attentive, but try not to be obnoxious about it.
Yep. And it's like there are times where, like, as you guys have traveled and just like little, getting over things, stuff like that, she hasn't been like, don't touch me. But like, also she is trying to keep, like, she's keeping up, but you can see there's a little bit more effort in it and just
Somewhat distracted, perhaps, or.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So are we heading down a little bit into like the edge of the ruins of some of the city?
Yeah, especially to take advantage of the cover of any half walls or whatever remnants of buildings are remaining.
Okay.
If we have to stumble across a forge or something.
Oh, okay. I get it. So are we trying to be sneaky, or are we just running down there trying to get there as quick as possible?
There might be something in there already. So Viet would be cautioning to be careful. Being careful.
So roll me a stealth check as a group, like everyone roll, and then also perception checks.
Woof. 11 for stealth.
19 for stealth.
12 for perception.
Viet's paying way too much attention to June. He got a 10 for stealth and a 12 for perception.
Okay.
30-20 for perception for Oliver.
The bag catches on something and he's got to give it a yank and a tumble of rocks and.
Let's gotta check. Junipers.
Scald says he rolled a 14 for stealth and a 16% for perception for his.
Oh, thank God. You're going to bring our average up.
I'll get rid of the nat 20 I rolled for her. That's fine. No, I did not roll a nat 20.
Scald is always really stealthy.
Always. All right. Yeah, I'll just use those. That works for me. They're similar enough anyway that it doesn't change that much.
Scald is rolling for Juniper now.
Hey, he just signed himself up, because then I can't be blamed for if something horrible happens. All right, stealth. Okay, so she keeps quiet, no issues, and yeah, okay, she's good there too. Yeah, we're good. So Juniper, she's solid. The rest of you, mixed bag, but we have enough highs and enough lows. As you kind of work your way down there and get near after kind of getting closer, you realize this is one of the remnants of the river gate. And like hundreds of yards down following the river, you would have seen more within the city, the actual big dragon maw to the tunnel for the whole lift system. And as you're kind of right here on the edge, you see like remnants of a piece of a wall, and it's very ornate on the outside, especially on that river section in this river district. And there's like the little like gargoyle type shapes or grotesques rather of dragons, and it's quiet, very quiet, to the point where you all start to have that like okay, there's definitely like like where if there was no animals in the forest, we're like, all right, there's a predator around, there's something. And that's where it kind of gets the hackles up a little bit. And as you move in, there is nothing. And you also start to feel like it's not even so much like there's some predator or anything like that. You can feel it in the ground. It's like a dead space.
Maybe we should be turning back.
What was here in Dragon Lock? Is there any special features? Recalling that Oliver has a perfect eidetic memory because of the circlet right now.
Wow. Besides that, we're also, we're from the time of Dragonlock proper.
Right.
You do know that Dragonlock is, it's a melting pot of cultures. It was the last once fort before the dragons came. But also, like, a lot of the city was like built from, especially with some of your knowledge now that you've also learned from going into some of the other cities, like techniques that were definitely of dwarven and elvish combinations with other races, and magic was like imbued into a lot of the key foundation of this place, to the point where if you lived here or grew up here or spent enough time here, it's kind of like being like living all your life in a city and then being in the country for your first time. That hum is gone. That's what this feels like. It's like that hum of electricity and the sound of traffic and life and movement and all that. It's just gone.
Oliver, what are you thinking? Wait, well, Viet is trying to be quiet, but it's Viet, so.
Yeah. At least you're not shouting as a giant Viet now.
Just trying to think back to old Dragonlock proper to see if there's anything we might be able to scare up that's useful or better cover.
In this area, a lot of it's ruined. But there is definitely it's been definitely over 100 years and it's all frozen and things have changed. But there's definitely remnants of structures here that you could easily take shelter in. But it's also been time. A lot's happened here. It's not like there's an armorer shop right down the street that's still perfectly preserved. This is ruins of a city for over 100 years that has been ravaged by war and time and the Ice Age. What am I?
Hide out then. We can find somewhere with a roof so that the flying thing at least won't be able to see us.
All right, we're just using visual. Okay. What works for cover.
Okay. So easy enough. Don't even need to roll. Once you're down there, you can easily get in.
Occasionally sneaking out to take a peek at where this floating city is, etc., etc. So.
Okay. As you kind of keep an eye on things and are looking, you can see it's coming, getting closer. And at a certain point, Juniper kind of even looking at the compass. I think it's almost time. It's not vibrating, but I feel something in it. And
try
get ready.
Back up the edge of the crater, over to the edge of the crater, over to the cliff edge then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you all get to the cliff edge and get the bag in position.
How far away is it? Like how this is horrible because Viet has no. He'll ask Maven and Oliver. How long are you thinking we will be in the air? You're a flyer.
Yes.
You're a flyer. How long will it take us to be getting there?
I mean, falling is a lot faster than flying.
Let us be doing it without falling, yes?
Well,
I'm thinking very small thoughts right now, Maven.
Yes,
I'm a
light and
Maven
airy. I get
Puffslower.
it. Yeah. Yep. Thinking thin. Me too. And she coughs up a feather from a previous wild chain. um we that's actually a really good question. How roughly, how higher are we than the city? Do we know yet?
With the structure, the way, roll me an intelligence check if you really
Okay.
want to do some.
I do.
Fantasy
I
math.
really do. That's a 16.
You'd be fairly confident, thinking as a bird.
Yeah.
You've done that enough. From the picture you saw, it looks like it's like a bird, like gliding, and from where you're at kind of above this crater, it'd be a good glide to the point where you're even kind of thinking like, I'd be flapping. You're like, it'd be hard to get all the way just to the edge. And you can see in this moment as like the city's getting, like, it's basically in front of you. I mean, it's big. Like the distance then from the cliff's edge out, it's like that's going to be a couple minutes of gliding across.
Right, so
And
less
then
than
it's
an hour?
if you make it.
Yeah, less than an
Or
hour.
less than an hour. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then Viet will be, when Maven passes this on, like calculating, and he's nodding along
Just waiting for
furiously.
that cue of like less than an hour.
He'll dig in his pack, and he'll get some ashes, and he'll put the ashes in Yokchinya, and he's going to cast Pass Without Trace on the four of us.
Smart.
Lovely.
And then he'll start futzing with the bag, trying to figure out how to unbuckle it.
Okay.
Oliver, maybe. Do you want to be doing this?
Yeah. Here, let me give it a shot.
Viet's going to stand back.
All right. So she said, just activate the clasp, and it's everything should work. Okay. Here we go.
Looks like yeah, and it looks almost like on a book, how it just clasps in.
Okay. All right. I activate that.
So yeah, you press it in to like where you'd expect it to pop, and like probably almost wincing of like a Jack in the Box of like, you know. And once you depress it, all of a sudden, you know what? That's actually perfect. It just actually sucks in, and you just see something spinning in the middle, and you hear like, and then all of a sudden it shoots straight up like with legs, and then the legs suck back in, and it drops, and it's got a good like framework, so 3 people could all kind of settle in and hang on. 3.
Oh, I'm a bird.
3.
It's
Okay.
almost
3.
like she, yeah,
Okay.
Almost like I'm a bird or some
Okay.
crazy stuff.
like Celie knew that Maven was a druid more than she did.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a bird. I prefer that form.
So you all kind of
Get
look at
buckled.
everything.
Like,
Buckle up for safety.
There's no buckles.
No,
There's
of course
basically-
not.
Like it's a framework that extends out onto the wings even, and it definitely has a central area to kind of hold on. So imagine just putting your feet up and putting your hands out and just doing a plank.
oh, we're sitting.
know?
Oh,
You're like laying parallel, like, yeah,
on top of the wing.
no, you're underneath
Under
it,
the okay, underneath.
but the
it. Okay.
framework is
right.
all underneath it. But it's like
Right.
there is nothing holding your middle. it's all planking, you know.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I'm happy to be a bird.
We,
All right.
Gains, brah.
we should be naming this ship. Maybe we will have better luck with it.
Like a stone. Leaf on the wing, wind.
Yeah.
So
Just call it the stay on target. The bullseye.
Yep. Yeah, well, pat the wing. Very light bullseye. Yes.
Yes.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Viet's gonna
Hey,
be
look at
looking
you.
very, very nervous at this point. So
show me your eyes. Yeah, everyone. All right. So here's how that's gonna work. As you all kind of Juniper, Viet, and Oliver all kind of like, all right, how are we doing this? Like this is a contraption and this is gonna work, right? Due
All right,
to
you
Yeah,
trust
what you-
Sealy here with this?
it'll be great. It'll be great.
We have to trust her. I'm a bird. Never mind. I'm not there. Well, I am, but I can't
you
talk.
haven't turned into a bird yet. You
Okay.
will. Yeah. Viet, because of what you rolled, I've actually reduced the DC by 2.
oh, okay.
So this is going to be a skill check challenge.
Mm.
Sorry. Ugh.
So
Brings back bad memories.
you are going to need 7 successes,
Jesus.
Oh.
only 3 failures.
Okay.
As normal, using any of your skills, bring your proficient skills to bear, explain what you're doing. The objective, obviously, is to get to the city. Anything that you can do to further that goal of getting to the city, staying to, everyone needs to get there. Let's roll initiative. I'm
Yeah.
going to say, for the sake of Juniper not being here, you can either use Arcana or which ones are one of our other highest ones? Insight. You can get a reroll in one of those 2. Only one of those 2. If you need it. So you have a floating inspiration on either Arcana or Insight.
Okay.
I got a 19 for my initiative roll.
Scalp roll the 20 if you want that for anything.
I don't need that because I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
letting.
Thanks, though, Scald.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'll take the 20.
18 for Oliver.
10.
All right. So, as the group takes off running, Maven, you're even helping a little bit in the beginning, kind of lifting the back end. Everyone runs, gets to the edge of that little depression before it drops into the crater and leaps, setting their feet the best they can. And yes, however, there are little stirrups that seem to come up. So,
Okay.
and you're off into the air, and Maven leaps with it and immediately kind of goes into a dive and turns into a bird. All right.
Pretty bird.
A deadwood
Pretty
bird.
Yeah, I'm a dead, nasty turkey vulture with one
Nice.
eye.
Nice.
No more advantage with perception then.
Fair.
You need to. Okay, Maven, you are first.
Yes.
Please, as you are soaring through the air, remember with advantage because of pass without a trace. There are definitely less creatures that are noticing you as you fly through because the patrols are a lot thicker in this area. But there are creatures on the ground, sporadic, and there are little swarms of creatures in the air. But right now, the time of day, you're right at that dusk as the light is shifting. Right now, it seems like you guys are making a start without anyone noticing.
Okay. I'd like to use my nature skill
And how would you like to use
to maybe this is perception or animal handling. You tell me. what I want to do is kind of take stock of the other patrols and things and kind of like subtly shift our trajectories a little bit if I can to like get around them.
So you're using like kind of you could do nature for like judging how like flocks of birds would actually be moving and trying to judge on how tight they could turn, air currents, how they would fly in this, and using that to try to guide to be on the outside perimeters of where they might be flying to or paying attention.
Yeah. Cool.
Perfect. Roll me a nature check.
I did, and I got a 13.
13.
Do we have to just get above a 10, or do we know the DC yet?
You do not know the DC yet. All you do know is that it has gone down by 2.
So now it's 18 instead of 20.
That would be an accurate.
I see
how that works.
I see.
Woo! Or like a 28 instead of a 30.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, just for reference.
Oh yeah, hypothetically. Yeah, I would never do that to you guys.
So, as Maven is kind of in her vulture form, flying behind and kind of coming up above, she's judging and looking, and she actually directs, like flies in front of all of you and tries to kind of direct you with her wings of like, follow me. And everyone kind of trying to work together to steer this thing starts to lean into it. And you see Maven look very kind of, as a vulture can, satisfied as you see a flock of creatures in the distance fly by. And then as she turns her head, she sees there's a whole new one that is rising from a different elevation coming up to meet you. You are now headed right towards a swarm of creatures. However, it is you guys have one failure, and you are heading towards a flock of you don't know what because they're too far away.
That's one of my best skills. So this is gonna be good. Lots of fun.
All right. I'm going to use athletics, and Oliver is going to, since he's so light and able to just skip around, he's going to kind of be hopping around on the actual apparatus, coaching June and Viet how best to maneuver and move their bodies and stuff, and then get back in his little position in the apparatus under the foil, and maneuver the best he can in conjunction with his crew to avoid these creatures if possible.
All right, roll me in athletics then.
Right on. Come on. That is a 26.
26. Very nice. So yeah, Oliver kind of like holding on, sees this, and is kind of getting you all to like gotta move this way. He's like, all right. He kind of drops his feet out and does like a gymnast spin on the pole and flips up on top of the actual wings. And he's like, pay attention to how it moves. And he takes off running down the wingspan of the other and starts to lean the entire thing to take a sharp dive down as he grabs on, holding on tight. And you guys all feel how the brace that you're holding on to shifts and swings around and goes into like a spinning dive for a moment. And he's hanging on. And then as it settles out a little bit, you see him come running back across and just leaps and grabbing onto where he was. And now you have a swarm that is following you, but you're not heading directly at it now. Viet
has his eyes closed, muttering, trying to find that core, that seed of peace inside, as he's just like, he's probably green. Stronger together. We are stronger together. We are stronger together. We are stronger together. However you want to do this. If I can let loose the emboldening bond on this, but otherwise, and/or persuasion to convince him that yes, this is going to be okay. And June and anybody else that needs that bit of encouragement that we are going to make it.
We'll go. Seeing as I feel like you have to convince yourself as well. I like persuasion. That felt right when you said that.
All right. With my brand new proficiency in persuasion as a peace cleric, that is a 17.
17.
As I do this, do I let off an emboldening bond as well to give everybody 1d4 extra?
Please.
Was I persuasive enough to let the DM let me get away with that?
Please.
That's fine. We don't have to.
I have no faith in yourself.
You're correct.
Viet's not puking his guts out as he takes a sharp dive at least anyway.
Okay. So as you are
Assuming 17 beats
down,
the DC.
you're about to find out.
All right.
As you're spinning down and leveling out and then dipping and coming back up. Viet, yeah, as you said, your eyes are closed. I'm just like, we can do this stronger together, stronger together, stronger together. And all of a sudden, there's going to be just this little bit of charge of electricity going through the handle that everyone feels. It's not painful, but it's enough that it's almost that little vibrating energy. And everybody kind of, as they're holding on, it's just like, we can do that. Like, as you're rising back up, like, we can do this. We can do this. We're together. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Except for Maven. Maven, you're not close enough in your bird form to get this. But everyone on board the glider does. Hey. Birds of a feather don't always flock together. You're a deadwood bird. You don't have a lot left anyway.
That's fair.
But that is a success. So that is 2 successes.
Heck yeah.
Top of the round, the glider is sailing up, gaining some height. There's a swarm that is coming up behind, and I am all fuzzy, which is fine, I guess. You are a vulture that just watched them with Holliver on it spin down and then now start to rise back up.
I did, didn't I?
You did.
Okay. I'm going to try to shake these goobers off my tail. I'm going to do animal handling.
Oh, they're not following you.
I'm going to get them off of their tail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to try to scare them off by
Perfect.
being a gross vulture with one eye. I imagine, the Gexis in Dark Crystal.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the worst and they're awful. And that's what I imagine a turkey vulture from the Deadwood looks like. Speaking of, I just made some candles with that scent. It smells really good.
I just imagine the voice
Turkey
of
vulture
Vulture
scent?
Man from Thundercats.
Dark Crystal. Thank you. In Thundercats, you said?
Yeah, Vulture Man from Thundercats.
I don't know. I'm 25. I'm so sorry.
Yes, we're sorry too.
Mick, you got me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had all the action figures, and those were hard
Same
action figures
here.
to find.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
All right. What's that roll?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little intimidated. That's a 19.
19. Good. So as you start to dive down, being like, all right, kind of the equivalent of a vulture being like, I got this. I'm scary. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
Very, very that.
Dive down and just kind of strafe across that swarm of all of these creatures. And as you skim across them and use your talons just to claw and grab and rend and use your beak, you see a whole lot of creatures that, they're not truly animals. They look like a mixture of almost like a vulture like you mixed with an Amika.
Babies?
Just larger, like a raccoon
My
size.
babies?
And as you rip and rend into them, you definitely get their attention, and they do now break off from the glider, but they 100% are either wanting to eat you or think you might be its mama or both.
I will be their mother. I will be their mother.
Children, as they
Come to me.
But yeah, they're
Oh.
like horrible, like mangy
I love them.
bird, raccoon, vultures.
Sweet little babies. Sweet little lovey babies. They just want mommy. Come to mommy. I'm gonna take them all home.
They just
How many
never
are
been
there?
loved.
How many are there?
I mean, a swarm.
Okay, how many is in a swarm?
Over 50, less than 100.
Deal. They're all my children now.
And we find out that's what we're actually supposed to stop is from this evolutionary thing from happening. They were the
Fair.
end. Levistus just tapped into them.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he's like, I can't control them. I've been trying to stop them the whole time. The city floats around just trying to stay away.
Take them with you.
Take them to the past. Oh my god. It's like it's that episode of The Simpsons with the toad being brought to Australia. All right.
Goodness gracious.
Oliver.
Yes.
The swarm, the flock of these creatures now that you can't clearly see, but thank God you probably didn't want to anyway.
They're beautiful.
Are breaking off and following Maven in her vulture form, as she
Come
weirdly
to
looks
mama.
like she's opening up to embrace them. But
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I really took to this maneuvering this weird contraption pretty well.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna focus my my sight and my ability and my muscles to keep that going, to keep maneuvering away from these creatures, and maybe if we can even smash some of those creatures out of the way so Maven doesn't get hurt.
My babies.
Maybe. But I'm going to use my perception to basically, bullet time maneuver this craft. And I'll probably be like at the same time helping Juniper and Viet, just reaching over and moving their legs so it gives the right, pitch or yaw that we need. And yeah, so perception, and that roll is
plus a D4.
Oh, good.
Because you've been emboldened. That charge in the handle.
Emboldened. Okay, so being emboldened gets me up to 16.
16.
Yes, on a skill that I have a plus 12 in.
Oh, owie.
Yeah.
Oh, owie.
Ugh.
What'd you roll for the, you didn't roll in that one, right?
No.
4.
Okay.
I didn't know what you rolled for the D4. I saw.
Or no, it would have been a 3. Was it a 3? 3 or 4?
So it was
Oh, the
okay.
D4? The D4.
No, I rolled a
1.
1 on the D4. And only getting 15. That was a 3, yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure you didn't roll in that one. That ones are
No.
still crits. Just
Yeah.
But still, owie.
Yeah. It doesn't feel
Okay.
good.
As you are trying to help still guide them moving, and you're watching, and you do see an opportunity where you can kind of as you're still rising up and they're banking off, you can use some of your momentum to just kind of flick your wing a little bit, just to disperse the flock of them a little bit. As you're rising up, just kind of let go and grab onto Juniper's boot for a second and just kind of free fly, almost like Kevin Costner in Waterworld, like on the edge of the boat, really just leaning out. And twist around and then come back holding on. And as you grab back onto the pole for a second, you do slip and there's nothing but air. But yet grabs onto you by the collar and puts you back on.
Is this where I roll my athletics check now?
No, that was that D1 on the D4 because he waited.
Ooh.
It is a DC 16.
Oh.
And if the D4 was a 1, Viet gets credit for the grab.
Oh, yeah. By the skin of.
And we're better together.
Aw,
Better
kind of
Yes,
sweet.
we are.
together.
So that is now 4 successes. You are over halfway there on the successes, only 1 failure. Viet, you just brought Oliver back up onto the pole you're all holding on to. You're about halfway to the city, and you're starting to, like, you can feel it. You're slowing down and starting to lose altitude, and you are not yet out into the open past the cliff.
So we've lost that wind off the cliff, if anything. Yet doesn't know what he's doing, though. Is there anything to flap or move on this?
There doesn't seem to be any kind of pulleys or any, yeah.
Okay. Shit. He's going to. We're delving into no idea, right? He's going to be muttering. Oh, because we got concentration on. Oh, things are already following us. So,
Following me,
no,
actually.
following you. Yes, they're following. Are there
Either way-
other things between us and the city?
Absolutely. There are things moving, but I'm telling you, you
Okay.
can do other things. The good idea has dropped that DC. It's not going to raise it back up.
Okay. So if I
So
let
you
the
can do
pass
other
without
things.
trace go, and he's going to reach into his bag of tricks, and he's going to be
It's kind of the equivalent of that beginning of your trip gave
Okay.
you the velocity and the speed where it's like they're now reacting.
At this point, we just have to get there. So he's going to drop the pass without trace, and he's going to mutter the words "Odidic Viotro," breath of the wind, and he's going to be trying to cast Zephyr Strike on us, and just trying to, like, I know this doesn't work that way.
No,
but
I
he's going to cast it on himself, thinking that we need to be
When's
like the
last
wind.
time I've held the rules that tight?
He's got it right. We need to be lighter, and he's casting Zephyr Strike on himself to move like, quote unquote, you move like the wind until the spell ends. Your movement doesn't provide
So
opportunity attacks.
what are you trying to roll?
Whatever that would be, maybe
Arcana
survival,
feels
survival
right.
or Arcana. Arcana, yes, with advantage from Juniper.
Or you can just roll it straight, and it's
Okay.
a floating re-roll if you want it.
Got it. All right, we'll do that. Plus a D4, because I am also
Plus the D4. Yep.
persuaded
Yeah,
that we're going
right.
to make it.
You have emboldened yourself.
We'll let that ride. With Arcana, just Viet is a 16 plus 3 is a 19. He's thinking
Nice.
really, really light.
Honestly.
So as you're all soaring through, and you can, like, Oliver, you just got put back on, and you're having that breath as well for a second, and like, whew, oh yeah, better together, yeah, for sure. And you look at Juniper, and you can see she's sweating, and she's hanging on, and you can see there's a lot of effort going on there. And then she looks over at past you, and you look over at Viet, and there is, like, the equivalent of the size of a Ken doll hanging on to the handles of this thing, as all of a sudden all of you feel this shove from the lack of mass, but the velocity is still the same, and you all just whoo, as the wind that wasn't there pulls you forward for a few moments, rising a little higher, and then all of a sudden Viet's back in his normal dwarven form, and just kind of has a big grin of, he's like, lighter, I was lighter, I thought lighter, you know. Oh, that's another success. I just imagine just a miniature Viet just like yeah.
Falling with style.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
Show me your eyes.
That is you guys are really on point tonight.
We've been saving
okay.
them all week.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shoot, 2 weeks. Beans and rice.
All
I
right.
forgot.
So 5 successes to 1 failure.
Woof.
You are on a roll. Boom, boom, boom. Maven, top of the round.
Eh.
There's your
Hello.
children.
My babies, my beautiful babies.
You are in a kind of a dive as they were dispersed a little bit and they're trying to reorganize, but you see them above you, these beautiful
my
bastards.
sweet little babies, my sweet little angels. Come to mommy. Let's see. Let me take a look at my spells. 1 second. I should have been doing this, but I was paying attention to my
No,
friend.
I get it. The visuals, you know.
Yeah. I can't cast spells when I'm wild shaped though. So never mind.
You have to stop being vulture.
And I can't do that right now.
You can, as a free action, you can drop it.
Well, then I'd fall
And
to
then
my
cast a
doom.
spell and then bonus action reactivate. As long
Really?
as you make it part of all, yeah, that's a druid. It's like you're not a.
I've never
level.
played D&D before in my life. This is my first
Right.
day, guys. Okay, so
killing
with
it.
This
that,
game work.
exactly. I'm gonna conjure some animals because what else am I gonna do?
Okay.
I'm gonna conjure.
Well, what are you trying to? Yeah, describe what you're doing to the skill you're attributing it to.
Yes. I want to do Arcana, I think.
You cannot do Arcana
Why?
because Viet just did it.
Oh, you're right. Can I do? And I can't do. So I need to check this on a skill check challenge. I just can't do the one that was done before me, but I can do a skill I've done before.
You
Right?
can do the skill. You can't do the skill that was done directly before your turn.
But you can do
or
one
the
you've
skill
done.
that you, or the skill that you just last did.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Okay, this is actually really good because I want to do nature, and I did nature 2 rounds ago. So perfect. All right. I want to conjure animals, and this is going to look real spooky. So me, Maven, as a giant, nasty turkey vulture, nasty Maven now. I'm going to conjure animals. I'm going to conjure a flock of other nasty turkey vultures or some such equivalent. I don't know what their quote unquote challenge rating is, but if they're like a blood hawk.
It doesn't matter. We're not in combat.
Okay. Yeah. So it would be 8. I would conjure 8 of those.
Okay.
And
Amika's
I'm waiting
can
for the
glide,
nature
right?
part.
yeah. Oh, Amika's can glide. I think I want to do my babies.
Yeah.
I do love them so.
So a little swarm of them.
And I bring them, I conjure them, and then I think I give them the command, and I just kind of go, and I point up at the swarm of other things, and I kind of lob them as much as I can while in free fall, and then poof back into my hawk form. Or turkey vulture, whatever.
I'm just imagining these Amika's doing like that skydiver thing where you pull your wings in and you just dive bomb really fast.
They're terrible. I love them.
They're hawk attacking. They're hawk attacking the
I
things.
love them.
Can I prestidigitate little goggles and helmets for them all?
Yes. One caveat though.
Oh, okay.
Maven.
Yeah.
I am 100,000% behind this visual. Can you explain to me how you are using this as a nature check to further the goal of getting to the city?
Yes, I can. So these things either think I'm their mother or something to eat. So what I'm going to do is confuse them by throwing my babies at them. And this will disrupt their flight patterns and distract them enough so that we can get away from
the natural prey instincts.
Yeah, like honestly just trying to distract them. And
that's all I needed. I just needed to hear that, like,
yes.
I was on board. Like you said Amika, I'm like, yep.
Yeah, they're my favorite. I love them so much.
Okay. Roll me that nature check.
Okay, I will. 19.
Excellent. So you turkey vulture flying down, all of a sudden open your wings and turn back into you, free falling, looking at all of them. And from your cloak, you kind of flail it out a little bit, and just a swarm of Amikas in full, like spread out open wing, like their skin opened up to go past the swarm. And at first you're like, come on, babies. And then all of a sudden, on top of all of their heads, these like the aviator goggles and all that, and they all just go into dive bomb mode, coming up on their 6, because they were not watching their 6.
They never are. The fools.
And just as the swarm is about to attack, one of them in the lead flies inverted above the lead of these creatures, and just above it, just as they all swarm. There's no copyright, Chris. There's no copyright.
There's no copyright, and I would like to give you inspiration for that if you would take it.
So good. I'm so proud of that. Mommy's little angels. Oh.
That is another success. That is 6 successes.
I love
One
them
failure.
so much. I want to draw them. I'm bad at drawing though, but I just imagine a nasty little hairless cat with mange.
Yeah,
Also
just
a
take
squirrel.
the flying squirrels and piranhas, and just kind of blend that, and then just remove hair. Diseased.
Beautiful babies.
Beautiful
Gifts
babies.
from heaven.
All right. Oliver,
Mhm.
as you are holding on and just glance over your shoulder and see, like, kind of look at what you just saw. This is potentially the last roll as you are getting just over the cliff edge and the city lying in front. What are you doing?
Okay, so it's time to prep for that landing. So we want to stick that really well. So I think that's another athletics for Oliver. Just gonna, kick around, adjust Juniper's bodies and Juniper and Viet's bodies as much as he can to help in that perfect landing. Just using athletics, and that is, come on. Okay, so that's a natural 20 for a total of 30.
Boom.
So that was a good landing, I think, right?
Great landing. So as you're kind of just kind of bringing everyone a little closer, because it feels like you're on target, and you're just like, all right, come on, we're on target. Let's stay on target with on target. And all of a sudden you get past the crater's cliff edge, and you just feel this gust of wind, and it lifts you up high. And now you actually have speed and height again as you raised up. And all of a sudden you can see a few little points on the edges of the framework start to glow, and almost like this HUD. And it does this like trajectory coming in. And Oliver, you're just like, you're sitting right in the middle between both. You're like, we're stronger together. We got this. And you come flying in smooth as silk. And all of a sudden there, like, it looks like just stone, bottom of the city, just that was ripped out of some surface. And as you come gliding, and all of a sudden there it is, there's an opening. And as you get right up to it, you can see there's no way that this entire glider is going to make it in.
Oh no.
And at the last second, you just lift up as hard as you can, and the glider just goes and just stays inverted for just 1, 2, 3, and then slides back as you all stand, putting your feet right on the edge, and then let go, and the glider falls behind you. You're all right there with your heels on the edge. Yeah, and just like, woo, yeah. And then all of a sudden a vulture goes, and Maven's there. there is a big dark hallway in front of you, and there is an open sky with a swarm of Amikas and other horrible creatures that are both tearing each other apart and maybe forcefully breeding. Who knows what's happening?
Yeah, they do that.
What creature does that make?
This is the future I want.
Oliver, can I open my eyes now?
Junipers, keep them closed.
Look at it.
Just keep them closed.
Look at it.
You know.
Nature's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, someday we'll have the talk.
The vultures and the Amikas. When a mommy Amika and a daddy vulture love each other very much, they fight to the death in the sky. And that's how you were born.
That is not what my mother was telling me.
Ah, well, she lied. You were hatched from an egg, you beautiful, beautiful boy.
Yeah. Would you roll me?
Should I roll an insight check to see if I think that's true?
You may do that first.
I hope you do.
No,
Viet trusts his mother.
Okay. Roll me a
Far-
religion check real quick.
With a D4.
There's a lot of theories
Yeah.
about how
It lasts for
dwarves are
10
born.
minutes. So
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
crap.
Still up.
Holy cow.
It's destined, not that dice.
okay.
I guess we'll never know.
Forcefully off the. This would be a religion check. Would be a 9.
9. Okay. You don't like as you're kind of like thinking, and you're just kind of like, my mother told me, right? You know, like all of a sudden you see Juniper like kind of walk past all of you as you're kind of right there at the edge, and pulls out her sword, and it immediately like erupts into fire, like light.
Easy there.
This way.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Come on. And
Okay.
she's not waiting. She just starts to move forward quickly.
Okay.
As you all, I'm assuming, follow,
Yes.
you all will start to like try to catch up. And Juniper will be like frantically moving through these dark cavernous spaces. You can just see that kind of orange, yellow, white light that's coming from the blade as she is charging forward. And very quickly, anyone, most of you have, all of you have at some point in your lives experienced them. Doesn't take you long to start to see the evidence of like being in the old tunnels of Dragonlock.
Hate
And
those
it
tunnels.
And it might be both that mixed kind of, oh no, but also, oh, like
This was this was Dragonlock.
this obsidian city is now a floating city that's an obsidian floating city.
That would explain the crater.
It would.
It's almost like you planned it.
It's like I'm a DM.
Ugh.
And you start moving through, and eventually all of a sudden you come to this section of wall that is, you can see from your side of it as the sword is illuminating it. It is definitely a like hidden door. From like your side, you can see the evidence. From the other side, it would be hidden. And Juniper is kind of searching the wall for a few moments, and Oliver, you quickly can just tell from the scripting on it, and even Viet, you've seen some of these too, where it's like where to kind of reach forward and press, and it opens up. You are into a long, dark area, except for the light of the sword that goes both ways. And very quickly you can see that you are in the deep depths of the prison of Dragonlock.
The deep depths of the prison of Dragonlock?
Yep.
Oh, that's
So immediately, you know, just from the architecture, you can see there are like cells just looking each way. That is where you're at. Juniper kind of stops, and Viet, you can now feel something. You're not sure what it is with that roll before.
What am I feeling?
Just going from that roll before, you're not sure, but like it's inside. You can feel something in you, like
in his tummy.
in his tummy.
Okay.
Where like when you did the emboldening,
Mm-hmm.
you weren't sure if it was going to work. There was a part of you that wasn't sure, and it felt like squeezing water from a stone to get that out of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that tingle's coming from.
Oh, from your stones. There's a cream for that.
I am not. Something is not right. Something is weird here, Oliver and Maven and Juniper Swift.
Something weird about the floating obsidian city.
And I am not liking prisons either.
Well,
Viet's gonna
This
pinch
time-
Oliver.
But hey, what?
Just checking.
this time you get to be the jailer. Does that help? I don't know if it helps.
Viet's looking around in these prison cells here.
And
Roll me a perception check.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Nope.
Cow, the dice are on par for me today. That would be a 16 with my emboldening bond.
Between like as you guys all kind of fan out a little bit and just start to move in that space, you'll feel kind of a tug, like a little string connected to your brain, leading you down the one path. And instinctively, Juniper is ironically just you two are mirroring each other's footsteps. And as you go down the hall, you both stop and turn at the same cell. And inside, you see in the very corner of the cell a shape just huddled up in the corner, dirty in rags.
Viet's shaking out the crowbar.
Okay.
He's gonna take a hack.
Breaking it down, or
Yep,
like
getting
breaking
that,
the.
prying that door open.
You have advantage.
before you know who's in there,
Viet's not saying a whole lot.
And Juniper's not saying anything either.
Athletics check. 26 plus emboldening bond. 27.
27. So as you jam that in and start to really wrench on it, there is a moment where you almost feel like your crowbar is about to break. But then you feel where something's about to give. The door does. It was a 25.
That emboldening
And
bond.
just boom! And the door swings open, now free. Shape is still in the corner. And Juniper, because you're kind of in front of the door. So like she's right there just kind of holding it above you.
Go slowly. And this is, I'm still feeling that pull.
Oh yeah.
He will slide the crowbar back into its sheath and slowly walk up to the huddled form, and he'll kind of crouch down a couple feet away. Low.
You'll see it kind of just rags, like I said, and just retract, trying to sink into the stone in the corner, and you can hear it whimpering.
It will be okay. We are not being here to hurt you. If we can help, we will.
Say the same thing, like, we're here to help. And you can just hear whimpering and the beginning of crying.
How big is this little lump of rags?
Roll perception looking in past them.
$15.
It's pretty small, probably halfling.
Or a child.
I mean, it's about the right size.
Maven goes in.
Would you be liking a cracker?
Just the whimpering, no response.
I scoop up the bundle of rags.
Shh. Immediately, they just starts to slap at you and just like, no, 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 no.
It's okay. No one's here to hurt you.
No hits, but they are clawing. There, it's you very quickly start to.
I've
pick
done
up,
this with my
and
daughter.
In the light, you can see it's the little girl, slapping, fighting, trying to not be picked up.
Yep. I'm gonna grab her by the shoulders and just try to kind of. Hey.
Right now,
Hey.
there's none of that.
No,
It's
I can't grapple her.
all Fair, like roll me athletics check to grapple.
Yep.
But this is a feral.
That's a nat 1, so no.
Yeah, like as you try to just get her into that position in any way, the second you put her on her feet, she is kicking and trying to move and going down the wall. And you can see in that moment where you're like looking and recognizing the little girl, like you can see Juniper's eyes, like she's crying, holding the sword, and you can see the light of the sword is like flickering like a torchlight now.
Maven, please letting me try, please.
Yep. You got it. Usually works with my daughter, but she's a little more yeah, you got this.
Viet's going to kind of go on his knees and just very slowly and gently just reaching out a hand. Just to touch a foot or whatever's closest.
Yep. Yeah, she's now in the opposite corner and she's just kind of rocking back and forth. And you can see at first, roll me a persuasion check.
I throw a guidance on Viet since he's trying
Absolutely.
to. All right. You have guidance.
Plus some bundling bond yet?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Be a what am I doing? Persuasion again, you said?
Yep, persuasion.
18.
I'm gonna roll with advantage against you. Yeah. You see just rocking back and forth and just huddled up tight. And as you just gently just putting your hand like on the stone and just inching forward just a little bit, not even touching, just being there. You can just see the rocking stop and her, like just enough that you can see her eye kind of look down at your hand and see your blue hand.
Please take my hand, little girl. I think I can be helping you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted. You hit the button.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not.
Oh.
Oh.
She's.
Hello.
Now
I
you're
was
not
talking
muted.
quiet, so sorry.
Oh,
That was
so
my
you're
fault.
okay. You're
Yep.
Your
That was
game.
me. Sorry.
Sorry.
I will do stage whispering. She is whispering and just being like, no. I'm not going to do anything anymore. I won't tip the scales. I won't do anything. I'm fine. I can't help you anymore. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have helped you to start with. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was a success, ironically, by the way.
Please, he's going to reach and see if he can just touch your shoulder. Please do not be afraid as he's casting heroism. My God.
Ooh.
Willing
All right,
creature you
I'm gonna
touch is
make you make
imbued
a
with him.
spell.
It is a
I'm
willing
gonna make you
creature.
make a caster check. Yep.
Okay.
But still, I'm gonna make you make a caster check just because of where you're at, the limited nature. So roll me like an attack caster check. So if you were using your spell attack modifier,
So it'd be 1d20 plus my proficiency plus my spellcasting modifier, correct?
correct.
So 15 plus 2 is 17 plus 4 is
Plus,
21
yep.
plus my d4 is at 24.
So as you kind of reach out and focus and
Try to convey the piece of the seed.
you can, as you do that, and just you can almost feel like you're passing something back to her. And you can see this little girl in dirty rags, very pale skin, covered in just soot and dirt. All of a sudden, a little bit of golden glow come back to the cheeks, just a little. And a flash of kind of light and recognition in her eyes. And for a moment, she just smiles and she's like, Viet, you're shorter now.
I thought everybody else got taller, but yes. Little girl, I'm sorry that you are here. How can we help? Can you come back with us?
She looks for a moment, and like you see that fear for just a moment. Yeah, no. And then she really, like, you see her really look at you. You're not from here. You're from before. Sadly, I wish you could, but no, you can't help me. But it is so good to see you again. I'm willing still to leave here. I have so little left of me that is left of the maiden to give. He saps me any time I start to become who I am, who I was. You cannot be here yet. You have so much more to do, and this is not the place for you. And you see her kind of look past to see all of you.
We are looking for a boat. Can you help us find a boat?
A boat. I don't know about that. I'm so much less than I was. My champions, I'm so sorry. I don't have much left to give.
We don't need anything from you this time. Let us help in the way that we can.
You see like a proud warrior, proud motherly figure actually for a second look like thankful that her children are offering to help her. Like just like, I needed this, and Viet, you're still like kind of just have a hand out, and she's just touching the tips of your fingers, and immediately then just kind of comes forward and leans into you like a little kid looking to get picked up. I can show you the way, at least to out of here. it's different now. Everything's so different. But while I remember, while you're helping me remember, I can try as long as you're willing.
I want to give her something.
What do you want to try to give her?
I want to give her my moss coat that has the camouflage ability
Oh,
and allows her to blend into natural surroundings. One, because those rags are filthy, and two, because it is very stylish and very cool, and it's made out of the earth, so I can cut it down to her size.
perfect.
She's got a cool, if she wants it, and I tell her this, I'm like, this has this ability, it can help you blend into your surroundings. It's surprisingly warm and breathable.
As you kind of put it around her like a blanket, she kind of like, no, I don't need it. And you can see that she kind of immediately snuggles into it. Thank you.
Viet will, if she's willing, pick her up as she's swaddled in this moss blanket.
Yep, she doesn't fight you much. Doesn't seem like she has much more of them the fight or flight that she had when she was scared.
Sorry for scaring you, by the way.
She just kind of looks back and smiles, and she's like, "It's okay. I get scared by a lot of things these days."
I don't blame you.
And she kind of, Viet just points shakily towards the opposite hallway that you kind of came down. Up that way. There's a corridor at the top of the stairs to the left, and another. And you can see for a second that glow in her skin again. Hidden door 10 feet down. It should take you up to the main entry, main passage. From there, you'll have to deal with him to get to the ship. Everything he cares about is in his throne room and his balconies.
If we cannot take you back with us, where would you like us to put you? I'm not thinking you want us to take you into that room. We will take you wherever.
She just smiles and kind of like a tired little kid, just kind of leans more into your beard. Just let me be here while you travel. I'll tell you when the right time is.
Pat her back.
Oh yeah. And immediately like just leans even more in.
Oliver, can you be leading us to this place?
I'd just be following her cues. I guess so.
Okay. However, you take the lead.
Yes.
So you head up, going
I could.
down that hall.
Viet and the maiden would be following right behind Juniper, I think, with their big flaming sword.
I'll bring up the
Juniper. There is definitely going to be a moment where, as Oliver takes off, Juniper is frozen, still in place, just looking, but eventually just kind of like, whether it be prompted or what, just kind of like, okay, and starts to follow behind Oliver. Viet, you carrying a little child, maiden, and Maven following behind that, guarding the way. And you get down the passage, you go up the stairs, take a left, and Oliver finds the right stones, which opens up another secret door. And very quickly you can tell, as this winding pathway that is just going up and up and up and up and up, this is a direct old passage to the surface. And as you spend all this time getting up there, you get to the top of the stairs, and you can definitely there's evidence as you're passing. There's even little indicators of like Stones District and Cliffs District, stuff like that you are at the surface. And the indication above even gives the signification of like the Capitol Palace, the mansion of Dragonlock, where the council and like it's the equivalent of like the White House, you know. You step through, and as you come out and step in, you are in a giant hallway, stepping between these like large stalagmites of obsidian. There's no real torchlight, but there is a light, a glow around that is just gives enough illumination that you can see the shining off of all the black surfaces. And as you start to step out, Viet, you feel the little girl just kind of stir a little bit, take a deep sigh, and you feel the absorption of the little child pass into you, past you, through you, and all of you kind of hear that uneventful sigh of the death of a god. As you step into that hallway and hear a voice echo down the chamber. Guys, is that you? Oh man, it has been so long. I have been waiting. I have been like, I didn't think you guys were going to get here, and there was the chance you guys were going to screw it up, and there was all Sealy's stuff, and like, oh, the afterlife was a pain in the ass, and then everything coming back to here. I mean, but you just got to keep on smiling, keep on just living life until you get to this place, right? Right? Guys? As you hear Kellen's voice echo down the hall. And that is where we're going to leave off for this week.
You've killed two people we love now, Callan.
This is what happens when you fail. This is the future when you fail.
I know.
All right. So I am so happy that we're here. And obviously, so next week we're going to have, we'll either be taking a week off, or we are going to do something different, or
sidebar or something. Yeah, we'll find out.
Something. We'll figure out what we're doing because we have another missing party, but this one's planned. We know about this one. It wasn't an emergency, but we'll figure it out. And then obviously the week after that we have the insight checked, cool little one shot that'll be fun. So you just can come on to here and then click through, and then you can be part of the chat, and it'll be great. It'll be
I'm so excited
as well. You know, who knows? Maybe we'll string along, and you got to wait 3 weeks to get back to here.
No, you're not doing that to me. And them. I care for them. The people.
For the people, and me with the people. Yeah. So until next time, thank you all for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Have a great week. I'm DM Scott. With me as always,
Mick playing
Really?
Oliver.
He's so good. I'm mad at Callan. That means I'm mad at you. I'm Killian. Bye.
Chris, thanks everybody. Don't
Have a
forget
great week.
June 3rd at Insight Checked on Twitch. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Wink.
I'll be in the chat.
I'll be watching.
See y'all.
Oh yeah, I gotta do the thing, don't I?
What's the thing?
All right, let me try that again.
Do we all freeze for him? Like,